Ladies and gentlemen, you're staring down at the bottom of the bottle once again. And I'm your host, Duke Ryan. Let's get it going. Come on! Motherfucker. Welcome to another edition of Bottom of the Bottle. I'm your host, Duke Ryan, your favorite rock and roll DJ, amongst other things. And I tell you what, man, we've got motherfucking Landon Bullard of Landon Bullard and the Mostly Sober with us right here in my backyard doing this motherfucking podcast with me this week. Landon, what you say about it, pal?
I'm pretty excited for it, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, dude.
Glad to be number one.
Abso-fucking-lutely, man. So, goddamn, have you since recovered from the 420 little escapade that we got ourselves involved with?
Dang, man, that was pretty much like I described it. You know, it was like a Cypress Hill concert, but also like a mini LJT all in one day.
It kind of was, man, which was really fucking interesting, which was really cool for everybody really to be a part of, is to get everybody, especially people that we've sort of been jamming with over the years, man. I know ever since I've moved to this town, I've been jamming with a lot of those guys, and really, above all else, like, have heard their names around and have looked up to a lot of those guys before, and it's just, like, fucking crazy to be able to, you know, sit in the same room, smoke a fucking joint, sit there and drink you a few beers, and right before you go on stage, post-show, pre-show, interview, podcast, it's fucking magic, man.
Certainly. You know, Austin Gillum, I did a much, like, different project whenever I first started playing music, and I mean, it was still, like, you know, pretty much Texas country for the most part, but it was produced in like a closet basically and for lack of better words. And don't get me wrong, there's some good people that could probably make some killer music in the closet, but I wasn't working with anybody who's ever produced country music. Like, I was such an amateur then, you know. It was wasn't anything I really planned out. Just kind of, you know, I had a buddy who had, you know, Logic Pro and a microphone in a closet. So,
but dude, back whenever you first kind of start out, and back whenever you first start doing this shit, I mean, that's a fucking experience of a lifetime. It's like, oh, I got a buddy that can record this shit and make it sound decent. Fuck yeah! I mean, I know I certainly didn't fucking know any better whenever I had my buddy place a room mic and literally probably some of the same kind of equipment that we're using for these fucking podcasts to record a little 6-song EP, you know, 3 covers, 3 originals kind of shit. But I mean, back when you're young and you don't know any better, it's like, well, fuck it, you know, that's awesome, you know?
Yeah, it was cool then, you know, and like the whole point of it more or less was like to kind of get something out there for people to hear. And it was like right around the time I got bit by the bug and I needed to have like an EP, so to say. I didn't even know I needed a promoter then. That's how fucking naive I was. But what I was going to say was I had another kind of party like this, except I just had myself and the Midnight River Choir play at the Mark. And this was in
no shit.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, man. And it might have even been Texas Music Theater then. I can't remember. But Zach Ninetomp opened, and the Saints played with Zach Ninetomp.
The Saints?
Like from Shane Smith and the
really?
Saints.
No
yeah.
fucking
so
shit,
Zach
man.
Ninetomp and the Saints.
Zach Ninetomp and the Saints. I bet that was a fucking badass show, dude, because I love Zach. Zach's fucking incredible.
Zach
and all them
is
guys in his fucking
dude.
band are fucking solid, dude.
Yeah. His drummer, man, Chris Shane or Kyle Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, he's a great guy, and you know, Zach's awesome too, man. He's a really cool guy. But Austin Gillum was there, dude, and he played Strawberry Lemonade with Midnight River Choir over there, and I was like, holy shit, that's like, you know, a really good song. And he was like, you know, shredding, and he gave me a card, and I kept that card for years, and it was his Viking. His rock and roll Viking card that he had. And so it was like kind of bizarre that I got him to come play this one too. And yeah, dude, it was just, you know, the people there, J.R. Castro, Tom Ben Lindley, you know, such an eclectic group of guys, you know, and we hit almost every single genre, you know, from songwriters, you know, so to speak, like, you know, Tom Ben, you know, doing straight, like, you know, honky-tonk country western, you know, with his voice, you know, like it is, you know, it was like damn near having Willie Nelson there, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
And it was also great having, like, you know, groups like The Lawless, you know, yourselves, you know, Logan, Timberlake, and, you know, us playing our stuff. It was just, a different touch of all kinds of Texas music and a bunch of guys that, get together and make stuff happen for each other,
Right. And it's kind of, and I don't really know if this makes sense, but we were kind of talking about, and we're going to get into our Nashville story about the, it's a lot of musical gentrification, I guess you can say. There's just a lot of difference in it, but it's so kind of close to one another, and it's so close to home, whether that be demographically, whether that be geographically, whether that be in whatever way that you kind of look at it with bands like The Lawless. And then I don't even know what the fuck you would call J.R. Castro's kind of music other than goddamn it's good, badass. I like listening to it. And then you got fucking, Tonkin Roll over here with Landon Bullard and Mostly Sober and the Drugstore Gypsies. I mean, you put all these motherfuckers on the same stage in one room together. I mean, it's electric, and it was. Again, it was a fucking incredible show. Very good thing that we did. Very good thing, good way to celebrate 420, getting all the podness together, fucking playing some music. So I want to talk about this Nashville trip that me and you took. How long ago was that now? About a month ago?
Yeah, man, probably like just about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we went on like the 16th of the 22nd.
Yeah.
I think of March was like that convention that we played at.
Yeah, so we're right at a month now. Yeah. God damn, dude, they talk about a fucking time, man.
Right.
It's a good fucking time all throughout, man. And,
I think it was, for me, like I went out and I did, you were out working on the farm and going to link up with me, that Thursday night before our first show to go out. And that morning I woke up at like 6 a.m. and drove out to College Station and did the parking lot series with KORA over there at 98.5 with Corliss.
How did all that go?
That was great, man. It was cool. Just going in there and talking shop with people that, talk to people like you and I. And,
yeah.
To go from, being crammed in a bar, somewhere and playing for 5 hours and nobody really giving a shit about, what you're saying or your music, to, being able to go into a studio, where people that you look up to, that you used to listen to, still go to that same studio and go sit in that same seat that you're sitting in. And, it doesn't mean everything, but it is, a little bit of wood for the fire, you know.
Definitely.
A little bit of affirmation never hurts nobody.
Fuck no, it doesn't. Especially like you were saying, having to sit in all them goddamn beer joints and fucking shoebox bathroom stall fucking places and play for next to nobody. Then even if there is anybody in there, they couldn't give a fuck less of what you're doing,
Exactly.
But you're going to run into that, man. I mean, that's all a part of this process. It's all a part of living this life, no matter who you are. And I think kind of looking at it from that perspective, being able to gain that kind of perspective versus somebody that really hits it big and is kind of quote unquote an overnight success. I mean, in my opinion, that's not, you don't do it. That's not how you do it. I mean, it's not done right. You haven't learned how to appreciate, I guess is what I'm saying. And, there for a while, whenever that would happen, I know at least to myself, I don't know if I can speak for yourself as well, but whenever that shit happened at first, it was very fucking disappointing. It was very frustrating, and it was very, just kind of knocks you down inside. But now it's just like, well, fuck, man, no matter who you are, I mean, this is just, you're going to have this shit happen, especially out of town, and especially, in a place that you're not fucking from, or you don't have a big following or anything like that. So, I mean, no reason to get disappointed.
Yeah, somebody told me this whenever I was real young. I think I might have been like in the 7th grade. His name was John C. Dickerson III, and JCD3.
JCD3.
Yeah, boy. And
yeah, boy.
He turned around to me and my buddy Halls, and he said, every day, boys, y'all got to wake up every day and you got to take a bite out of the shit sandwich, but you don't develop a taste. And so what he was saying was, wake up, grind, take care of your shit, and do the shit that you don't want to have to do later on in life, or, bust your ass until you don't have to do that anymore,
Exactly.
So, like, and honestly, like, whenever I first started writing music and playing those songs, I probably deserved to be crammed in the fucking corner of that bar, and like
you and me both, man.
The music I'm writing now, I feel like, wouldn't have came to me if I wouldn't have had all those experiences and wouldn't have been on the road.
It's influence, and that's another big thing about it, man. I mean, you gain a lot of influence from being able to do that kind of shit, and, it really kind of pours out through your lyrical construct of a song, and it's fucking cool. But anyway, man, getting back to the fucking Nashville trip. So, rolling to Nashville, fucking get there, and we had a couple days to kill whenever we first got there.
Yeah,
I believe it was.
We had downtime.
We got there Friday, and the party wasn't until, what, fucking that Monday.
Well, we had Saturday where we went and caught that Will Green show.
Yeah. That's right. God damn it, dude. I wish I could remember a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of pieced
We
it.
spent Friday in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, we'd stayed there, and then we rolled into Nashville. We got to Nashville Saturday, and then met up with all them and went out to dinner and caught that fucking show. And
Yeah, shout out to Mark Saberly and Mark Saberly Jr.
absolutely,
and
man. Thank y'all for having us again. Can't wait till y'all move back down or move to New Braunfels. Where are they moving from? San Francisco?
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
Yes,
It's in
sir.
California, huh?
Bunch of California.
Right out there outside of Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, but anyway, went and had dinner, and then we fucking caught the that William Clark Green show, which was dope as fuck. And then the last thing I remember that night,
and
Yeah.
Marcus putting on a tongue clinic.
The last thing I fucking remember that night, and I have no idea whose it was, we piled in the back of that fucking pickup truck and we're rolling down Broadway.
Jamie Weston.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie Weston.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to all them boys. Shout out to Bobby. Shout out to everybody. Just kind of fucking ran into those guys, and they're like, fuck it, let's go hit Broadway. Just fucking rolling in the back of a pickup truck. I just remember fucking screaming at the top of my lungs, probably just blurting out every fucking obscenity I possibly could.
We sounded like one of them bachelorette parties.
Oh, my God.
The bachelorette party and the hay rides.
Yeah,
all over there.
Any more fucking level of sober, I would have been disgusted with myself, but you just have to be in that fucking certain state of mind in order to just kind of fucking accept the fact that, hey, this is me now, and it's going to be me for probably the next fucking 4 hours, so just deal with the shit.
Yeah, I was in rare form that night as well, drinking all the whiskey we had. It was
Yeah, because you don't drink a whole lot.
I don't, man. I really don't.
Stick to the marijuanas, huh?
I try and keep it green.
That's right. Going green, man.
I don't like who I turn into whenever I get on the sauce too much. I'm not a nice guy.
I don't know, man. I like who you turned into whenever we was in Nashville. We had a good fucking time, man. That was
I turned
blast.
into an ogre.
Oh, that
Look
was
out.
fucking fun. And then, yeah, doing that, and then, I guess after fucking 24 hours of listening to everything, the best of what Broadway's got to offer, you just get so fucking bored that you find a fucking Uber driver that sells you a bunch of edibles and psilocybin mushrooms, and you just fucking sit on the couch, which is exactly what we did.
Shout out to Will Smith.
Shout out to Will Smith.
Took us on a journey across the planet.
Absolutely. Never in my fucking dreams would I have thought that I would have gone to Nashville with one of my best fucking pals in the music scene. And it's experienced Nashville's finest. Got sick of fucking drinking 650 fucking Wells and 650 domestic beers, and just fucking got with old Will, man, and just picked up them fucking mushrooms. Got a little silly watching the Nature Channel, watching something about monkeys, Joe. Little heathenish bastards.
Those little heathenish bastards. But yeah, shout out to our taxi driver, to our Lyft driver that hooked us up, man.
Oh yeah.
We'll just call him Lyft driver. I'm pretty sure he worked for Uber, but we'll call him Lyft driver.
We won't call him that for the sake of the fucking story. Well, dude, I'll tell you what, we're going to take us a very short break. I noticed you're having some fucking troubles with your mic over there. So Landon Bullard and the Mostly Sober just released a fucking self-titled record, am I correct?
Yeah, self-titled record, Landon Bullard and the Mostly Sober. It's got 5 tracks and one single off it right now that we're pushing the radio, Love Don't Come Easy.
Love Don't Come Easy. We're going to listen to it right now. Like I said, once again, Landon Bullard. I'm your host, Duke Ryan. You're staring down at the bottom of the bottle. We'll see you in a minute.
Well, hey there, baby, what you doing over there? I've been counting your smiles, I'm watching you stare. Well, come on, darling, won't you take my hand? You can be my world, I'll be your man. Everybody wants love, till love doesn't come easy. You can run, you can hide, you can jump, you can climb to reach it, reach it. You try to find the time you're too blind, you don't see it. Everybody wants love, it don't come easy, it don't come easy. Princess Angel, the clocks are winding down. We can pack our bags, live in the cloud. Shut up and kiss me, Pretend love doesn't come easy. You can run, you can hide, you can jump, you can climb to reach it, reach it. You try to find the time you do, how you gonna see it. Everybody wants love. You don't come easy. You don't come easy.
All right, motherfuckers, welcome back. That was Love Don't Come Easy by Landon Bullard in the Mostly Fucking Sober, man. Fucking killer song, dude. Actually, and I don't know why I wasn't able to fucking think of it. I listened to it probably 5 times on the way home whenever we fucking left Buda that night, but I guess I wasn't in the proper brain space to be able to retain any kind of information like that. But yeah, like I said, man, all of our listeners out there, check out fucking Landon's new record. And you said what? It's got 6 songs, 5 songs,
Yeah, it's got 5 tracks on it.
5 in total.
Yeah, we did it over at 512 in Austin. We had Dylan Dostal from from y'all's group come in to sit down and handle
that's
some
right,
leads.
man. That's right.
He played a couple of lead parts through some songs that we ended up using some of his parts on, and we had Cody Angel from Dolly
Fucking
Shawn,
Cody Angel,
Jason
man.
Bolin. He's played with a handful of groups
Fucking
now.
incredible pedal steel player.
He's always pushing the envelope there. Always like I feel like I always hear it. Getting pushed further and further. There's a track in here that he played on, and we really highlighted his solo because it was pretty bizarre. It was like some Robert Randolph type shit.
Yeah.
And but like even like a little more drivey.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's on Prayers from Texas, right at about 2 minutes 11 seconds. Hold on to your faces. Cody's about to melt that off. But yeah, just some dynamic players on it, man. I had Hayden Vitera come through and play fiddle on some stuff, and I'm just excited to have gotten it out of me and get it out to y'all. That way, I can get back in there and get out some fresh content that I've been writing that really kind of really paints a great picture of what you're gonna see when you come and see us.
Yeah, exactly. All right, speaking of music, I mean, everybody out there, once again, take yourselves a listen. Give it a try yourself. But I want to get your kind of cut and your opinion on, I guess, sort of the industry, a little insight into the industry now. Just kind of really your opinion on it. It can be as broad or it can be as fucking vague or whatever. Where the fuck are we as a society? And really, I guess just now in the scene, in our scene that we're involved with, and what they would call the Texas music and the red dirt scene.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, making opportunities for ourselves. I'm not with an agency right now. I do work with some agents that non-exclusively will send me some gigs here and there. But for the most part, I'm banging out the phone calls. I'm figuring out who talent buyers are. I'm getting emails. I'm sending press kits. I'm emailing agents at bigger agencies like Red 11 and True Grit Talent and stuff like that. And I'm trying to, create as many relationships as I can, as many times as they see me personally emailing them. Eventually they do respond, and, it's up to you to be able to use, sell yourself, whether it's over the phone or through an email, and buy yourself that opportunity to put yourself out there and, make sure that you're prepared to, take that opportunity and run with it and, make the most out of it. And that's one thing that I've learned the most was, you can't really sit there and piss and moan, because things aren't happening for you, because those things that you want to happen for you, you can make happen. They might not be at that scale that you're, that you're shooting for right now, but they're definitely steps in the right direction. And, I've been playing shows, for probably 7 years, but whenever I first started, I was going down to Austin and I was, playing for beer money, covering, Randy Rogers tunes, and, it wasn't, that was just what it was.
That's where we all fucking start, man.
Yeah, and I wasn't really writing music, and it wasn't really that for me, but I really wasn't really into performing my music, I guess, more rather. But I got bit by the bug whenever I kind of talked my way into a situation whenever I was bartending at the Mark. My buddy Omar Dawood, shouts out. he gave me an opportunity whenever they had their first 1-year anniversary. You know, he told me who was headlining it, and it was Reckless Kelly. And like I remember going and seeing Reckless Kelly at the Galveston Mardi Gras whenever I was like probably in the 5th or 6th grade or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to him, you know, ever since. Like they stayed, you know, in rotation over at our house. And you know, just being able to make that opportunity happen, you know, for myself. If I wouldn't have had the fucking stones to ask for it, it wouldn't have, you know, happened. And so he's like, all right, let me see what can happen. He said, yo, it's yours. This is the details. So they're like, yo, you've got like, you know, a 50-minute set, all original stuff. You know, go get him.
Go fucking get him.
Yeah, and so like I went and played, you know, a 50-minute original set, and you know, was well received by the crowd, and you know, got the opportunity to get in front of some people. You know, I remember particularly that night, I think I bumped into John Michael Woodby. You know, just a handful of people in the scene and movers and shakers, you know, especially with, you know, everybody that runs around and goes and sees Reckless. You know, all those guys are great guys, you know, Willie Cody and all those guys.
People that have really put their fucking nose to the grindstone, and
exactly.
we're at one point where you yourself have you know, saying that you are, man, you know, and it's, you know, you do have to work your fucking ass off. You know, you've really got to kind of, you know, put your stones on the table and say, look, motherfucker, this is what I've got to offer. You know, you can either take it or you can leave it. And you know, it's a lot of hard work, but really kind of what I've noticed, especially in our journey with the Gypsies, is a lot of it's fucking timing, dude. Because, you know, you can be the most badass fucking live show out there. You can have the most incredible fucking, you know, press built around you, as far as, you know, whether that be in your community or whether that be, you know, with publications or outlets and stuff like that. But as far as getting with any kind of a booking agent or a label, you know, I mean, you know, not only are you doing it, but there's 1,000 other motherfuckers out there that are trying to do it themselves as well, you know. And it is a lot of hard work. It's content creation, giving them something to push, giving them something to make fucking money off of. Exactly. And that's another big fucking thing that not a lot of people realize is it takes a lot of fucking money to be able to do this. Cash money.
Cash.
So much cash. And it does, man. And it's kind of a sad fact, because a lot of people are like, oh, this band they're so fucking good. You know, why aren't they bigger than what they are? It's, well, I mean, those motherfuckers ain't got deep enough pockets, really, is what it is, because you got to hire radio promotion. You got to hire a publicist. You got to hire fucking all these other people, left, ins, outs, fucking ups, downs, quarter fucking slot zone right, you know what I mean?
Being a good band ain't good enough anymore.
It's not.
You know?
It's as to where, you know, you used to be. You could go, and it's just like bands like fucking, since we watched The Dirt the other day, it's like Motley Crue that used to go out there to the Whiskey A Go-Go and the Troubadour and stuff like that. And, you know, you'd have agents come out all the fucking time scouting for bands. And there weren't as many of them out there back then as there are now, you know?
Yeah, well, there's definitely a saturated market, but that's what I've done with myself, is like try to like really carve a unique sound and like find my own lane. And that's one thing I want to shout out to y'all about too, is like, you know, like y'all, you know, encompass a lot of sounds and can play, you know, in any fucking room, and have really kind of like gone to where y'all are hardlined, like this is who we are, like, you know, like that last record, Easy Access, was a fucking badass rock and roll record. And y'all had like some, you know, that Take It From Me, you know, tune. That was dope, dude.
You know, and I can't believe that one made the cut, man, because the story behind that one, I was fucking hanging out with goddamn Joe Rio, of all people, man. Shout outs to fucking Joe Rio.
The Butterscotch Stallion.
Oh, the Butterscotch Stallion. Hey, man. So we were fucking partying with him, you know what I mean? You know the kind of partying. You know about Joe Rio and the kind of partying we used to do, so. We was up doing that shit all. We was up doing that shit all night, speeding the Rolling Stones, man. And we sat there, and I don't know why the fuck I didn't have my car. I don't know if I got a ride over there, or my brother had taken me. Regardless, I woke up next morning. He had to go to work, and you know, when I say woke up, I guess I say kind of woke up out of our fucking stupor that was going on in the room, and fucking noticed that the sun had come up.
I gotta go to work, man.
Like, I gotta go to work, man. I'll be back at lunchtime. I'll take you to your car. So it's like, all right, you know, and I'm fucking sitting around his apartment, you know, with nothing to do, couldn't figure out how to make the TV work, feel like shit, trying to fucking make a pot of coffee, and I'm sitting there, and so, well, fuck, I got a couple of hours to kill, I might as well pick up a guitar. And so I kind of started on that song, and he calls me back around lunchtime, and he was like, man, I'm not going to be able to come home for lunch. Give me till about 5 o'clock, and I'll take you to your car. And I said, motherfucker, dude, I've got a whole nother fucking 4 hours to kill. So, you know, what started as a way to kind of pass time and kill time became, you know, which whenever I got done with the song, you know, I was proud of it. I was like, well, this would be pretty cool to play at my shows, but I mean, this isn't really going to pass as drugstore gypsy-esque sound. And I brought it to the guys, and again, of course, it sat on the back burner, and we got rolled around the time we were going to get in the studio, and we had about, 16 or 17 songs we went into the studio with, and our producer was like, man, I really do like that fucking Take It From Me song, man, because and he kind of put it to us really well. He said, man, even bigger bands like your fucking Led Zeppelins and like your, Van Halens and all these other motherfuckers like in Aerosmith that kind of encompass that sound, they've also got their sort of rootsier songs and their bluesier stuff and more of their fucking folk kind of shit,
Definitely.
All these bands have done it. And so he goes, man, I think it would really give the record a great dynamic to it.
Definitely. It would round all bases.
Exactly. Which was cool, and I'm really glad that the song...
Call that a home run, Joe.
Call that a home run, Joe. Yeah, goddamn, man, and I'm glad that it made it, and it's doing really well for us right now. We last week, the Texas Music Picker Report, they sent out their Spotify charts, and we were labeled as the highest jump on the charts. I think we moved up 22 spots with that song. And
She-boy.
oh, yeah. So we're working on getting a little budget together right now. Again, folks, takes money to make this motherfucking industry go round. Working on getting a budget together. And I think we're gonna do a music video to that song. Because we're paying our publicist. Shout out to Brandy Reed, by the way. Paying our publicist, money to really not work around. And she's done great work with what she has to fucking work with.
Right.
But we obviously just need more. So we're putting on an event in June that's hopefully gonna raise some money. And last thing I want to do is fucking push to radio. It's just really fucking expensive, and we've been fucked by radio promoters and those of who shall not be named. But again, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you swing, and sometimes you strike out.
Shout out to Voldemort.
Shout out. The boy who lived has returned to die.
The boy tried to promote his records, returned to get fucked.
Bend over, boy.
Yeah, you want to promote a single? Get over here.
Get over here. Oh man, goddamn it. Yeah, it's fucking sad truth about the industry, man. But again, and it's really comforting to know that people are still not letting that get them down, and they're still out there trying to do it and really pushing really good content and really good records and stuff. And
well, I think that radio really only you push one song to radio, and you push the one that you feel like everyone's really gonna like.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it's your choice. You know what I mean? And
It
like whenever you can get people to come out to a show, they're like, oh shit, my favorite song was Take It From Me, but the song, that y'all sent to the radio, Lady of the Night, or whichever one, and it could have been whichever one that y'all do decide to send to radio, was vice versa. I'm just naming songs off the record.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, our content, stuff like, you doing stuff like this that has value, you scale people around this, it's gonna translate to your ticket sales.
yeah,
It's going to translate to your streams.
and that was
It's
kind
gonna
of our
translate to
that was
other
our
things.
idea, especially with the kind of fucking broad-minded thinker that John Wilson is, really the one that put all this together, that really kind of created the Bottom of the Bottle podcast. He said, man, he goes, we got to do something fucking different. He goes, you've obviously got a very, powerful presence amongst people. You're fucking easy to get along with, and a lot of motherfuckers up there in San Marcos. So, dude, I'm gonna buy all the shit that we're gonna need to run this motherfucker. He goes, I'll run the social media side of it. I'll run kind of the program directing side of it. Motherfucker, all you need to do is plug shit in, press fucking play, and send me gold. And so I was like, well, God damn it, pal. Let's see what we can fucking get done.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, kind of, yeah. But going back to what you were saying earlier about, the songs that people know when they show up to the shows, and I will say there are benefits to radio, no matter how bad you think you might have gotten fucked or, screwed around on money. The two singles that we did push off the first record, Runnin' To and Breaking the Law, Runnin' To's upwards of almost 900,000 streams on Spotify, due to getting on the charts, and really kind of inadvertently from that they put you on Texas Music Now playlists and playlists with fucking 250,000 followers and stuff. So your streams just you're just fucking.
See, I'm trying to scale my streams, so y'all go to my fucking Spotify
y'all go to-
playlist and y'all go give me some goddamn love, please.
Show Landon Bullard some motherfucking love, man. Goddamn. But it was a cool feeling. I remember the first time we were out of state. Well, not the first time we were out of state, but the first time this had happened, we were playing in Grand Junction, Colorado. We were opening up for Kimberly Dunn.
Yeah, Kimberly, man, she's a hustler, dude.
Man, yeah, great chick, by the way. But I didn't know a fucking thing about her before we showed up to the show, you know. And I've got a really bad habit of doing that for people that I've never really heard of. And it's basically got to be shoved down my throat in order for me to fucking, you know, to listen to it. Now, I've gotten a lot better, but in the past, I was like, I knew what I knew. I liked what I liked, and that was fucking it. But kind of got to hanging out with her and stuff backstage. And after we'd gotten off, you know, and she's got a very pretty good crowd, you know, that anywhere she goes. But we got off stage, and two of the best-looking fucking women in this bar, man. And they were probably right around my age. I'm 24, 25, I'm guessing, you know, fucking gorgeous, look really good. They came up to me, they were like, oh, my God, I've been listening to your fucking song, Breaking the Law, for the past 6 fucking months. I could not believe you guys are in Grand Junction right now. And I sat back, and I was like, I was thinking of the particular fucking radio promoter, and I was like, man, if only I could fucking shake your hand right now.
Right.
You know, it's like, holy shit. And it's just, you know, you just never know exactly what comes out of it until you're presented with it.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you know, any kind of affirmation never hurts nobody. A little wood for the fire.
A little wood. I'll give you a little wood for the fire.
Give you a lot of wood for the fire right when we walk up.
Wood for the fire, baby. Full of fire down below. Yeah, goddamn, man.
That's like, you know, and also like, you know, this whole like that new Braunfels thing that came about. Like, I was out playing a show for 4 hours at a bar and grill during St. Patrick's Day on a Sunday, and it was, you know, me and another guy playing a song swap, and randomly this guy came up to me who really likes my music and paid us a lot of money to drive up to Nashville to go play music, and we were afforded like a mini vacation and fucking got to go experience Nashville. Like, went to guitar shops, went to fucking random pawn shops the whole way fucking there.
Oh my God, man.
Stopped in Crockett, ate at the Moosehead Cafe. Fucking
pretty good little Reuben sandwich there at the Moosehead Cafe.
Go get your little Reuben sandwich.
Get you a little sandwich, man. A little extra sauerkraut. Never heard of motherfucker, but
good for your belly.
Yeah. Oh no, dude, and that was awesome, man. It was a really good fucking trip. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about Mr. Landon Bullard. Landon Bullard does not like to flush the fucking toilet, no matter where he goes, no matter what he's pissing or shitting in. That's just fucking habit of this guy, which I think is fucking hilarious.
That's what'll happen to you. Live like, 3 years at the fratter.
At the fucking fratter, man. Oh, fuck that. We're gonna go ahead and stray away from this. Tell me about your fucking fraternity days, man. I mean, 'cause that's where you met Joe Rio, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, dude.
God, bring me back on the fucking glory days, man. From somebody that's never been involved in the Greek life or any kind of Greek organization, kind of put it into context. What the fuck is all that about?
So, like, our frat was, like, I don't know, I feel like it was a lot different back then. Like, whenever I, first had seen, like, a bunch of fraternities, I really didn't think I'd probably fit in at any of them. But, like, whenever I rushed, I joined, like, a bunch of dudes that were kind of, like me or whatever. And, I mean, to be honest, dude, like, it was literally, like, I think Rush lasted like 5 weeks that year or something like that. And so, like, they had, like, theme parties 3 days a week, so I didn't go to class at all.
Oh, man, like, all that tuition money just down the drain.
No, I mean, I was like a C student, so, like, I held on.
Oh, no,
you know what I
mean?
mean?
You fucking held on. You goddamn Van Wilder over here, man.
Yeah, Van Weirder.
Fucking Van Weirder.
But,
oh, God,
yeah, man. But we were only on campus for like 2 years. We got kicked off campus because we went really hard. And I remember we got kicked off campus, and then we rented out a.
So what do you mean by kicked off campus? Like, what does that mean?
They pulled our charter and completely removed us from the
so
university.
They actually fucking kicked you guys out of there. Holy shit!
Like we were like, whenever I joined, we were on like Animal House, like super double secret probation, and like we kept, we had parties and stuff like that, but we'd like handle our shit. Like everybody had like solid GPAs for the most part. Not me most of the time, but I mean, we're all being frank here, you know. But yeah, dude, we just we got kicked off. But then by that time, I kind of started playing music a little bit, or was starting to get into music, and then started hanging out with just different people. And I was like, whenever you're in like this tribe setting, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's
very
like
much
there's
so.
like the fucking us and them kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And so, like,
That's no way to fucking live, man.
no, dude, you grow up, like, really quick after you get out of that setting. So, like, after, like, you know, they'd been kicked off campus or whatever, like, I still hung out with, like, my boys that were, like, you know, I was really close with in there. But I also made a shitload of other friends. And through there, like, kind of branched out and met, you know, like, you know, like I said, you know, like, opened up a whole new network of people for me to meet, you know, and, like, share experiences with and do all kinds of cool stuff. And so... yeah, man, that was kind of like, you know, and then our suspension was just up, and they came on campus last year, and then they got kicked off again this year.
God damn, dude, that seems to be the fucking song and dance of all the, because I don't know about you, man, but throughout the fucking duration of this band, especially kind of in our cover show days, like when we played 3 1-hour sets, we played the fuck out of fraternity and sorority parties.
Oh yeah, man, those
and they're
are fun to play,
fucking
man.
blast, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Tailgates
there's so
were
much
a blast
fucking
to
fun.
play.
Jeez, and
UT
really good
and
pay,
Texas,
really good pay usually. And, you know, if you're playing cover stuff, I mean, obviously this shit's going to go really well. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
If you throw in some fucking
you
rock
sneak in your shit, though, and nobody notices,
Right.
you know, and they're still going crazy, and they come up to you at the end of it, and they're like, hey, what was that song?
Yeah.
And you say that was ours.
And, dude,
like, whoa.
and here recently, we've played a couple of, you know, and we do a lot of KA shit. KA and Tri Delta, those were our fraternity and sorority, you know, groups that we were, fuck it, I'll take a little bit of toke. A little Papa Oscar Tango, baby.
Yeah, that's pop for you, you non-military folk out there.
Right. But now the last one that we played was at LSU. We did a lot of shit for fucking LSU. And the last one that we played was at this little bitty, it's always either a shithole bar or it's right there on fucking campus by the fields, you know. But played this little shithole, little college bar. I forget what it was called. And we played our hour-and-a-half set. You know, we played our original set. And we figured, well, fuck it, you know, for the sake of being up here, we had to play Call in Baton Rouge, and I think we did Shout, you know, because, I mean, we got all fucking wild on Shout. But, dude, literally, I mean, the entire set went over great. You know, it was awesome. It's because you put all those people in that kind of an environment, and it's almost just like a fucking unwritten rule to party. You just have to fucking party and have to have a good fucking time.
Yeah,
you know?
well, like, and then still,
There's
like,
nobody having a bad time there.
it's still in this situation where, like, you know, like, I'm not, you know, necessarily every weekend, you know, sometimes I have opportunities where I've got 90-minute sets and I'm selling tickets, and then, you know, now, like, still, like, I'm out there cutting my teeth playing them 3 45-minute sets or 4-hour sets, you know what I mean? But what you got to do is, like, you got to be able to adapt and play to your crowd and stuff like that, you know, and, like, you can't go out there and just hardline everything and, you know, be hard-headed. You know, you got to make money at the end of the day, especially if you're doing this shit full-time.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's your paycheck, Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and, like,
it's a good gig for exposure. Exposure doesn't pay my motherfucking rent, motherfucker.
no, but if they're paying you, like, you know, whatever they're paying you to go out and go play for 4 hours and they want you to, like, you know, play a certain thing, then, like, do your job.
Yeah.
You know, and earn, you know, you're out there earning the money to go put into the studio, to go put into a promoter, or do
To
whatever
promote
you
your
gotta do.
own shit.
Yeah,
know?
to get to that opportunity where you're playing 90 minutes and you can say, all right, 90 minutes, motherfucker, and
Right.
that's it. And
And
I'm
it
only
took us-
playing my shit.
It took us a very long time for us to not do that anymore, man. And I remember it was a very fucking hard transition, you know. Obviously from the kind of gigs that you get to book, and obviously from the kind of money that you're going to make from those gigs. And literally the process of it is, first of all, you have to have enough music. You know, you have to have, you know, because there's a lot of guys out there, you know, that might have an EP or, you know, just maybe pushed a couple singles or something like that. It's like, man, I want to make money playing my own music. Well, youngster, you need to fucking write some more goddamn music, first of all, because you can't fucking fill an hour and a half worth of music with, you know, anything less than 12 songs, you know. Yeah. So it's that, you know, and also kind of throwing in, you could throw in a couple covers from time to time, but, you know, and it literally all it took from us, I remember we were talking with Whiskey Myers after we had opened for him at Hurricane Harry's in College Station. We were on their tour bus, and I was talking with, we were talking with Cody Tate, and I think K-Nuts was still playing with him at the time. And shout out to those motherfuckers, goddamn. And basically, I don't know who brought the question up, but it was like, you know, we were just like, what, you know, what's the next step in the process, man? And they kind of were, you know, asking about what are we doing, and we're doing a lot of fucking cover stuff right now. You know, about to get in the studio, and they're like, yeah, man. He goes, you know, you have to stop playing fucking cover gigs, you know, in order to kind of establish yourself, you know, once you're ready, of course, because there's a lot of people out there that have some fucking badass music, you know, that just really can't, and just like, it's not really fucking viable. That just doesn't make sense for me to do it now. But he's like, man, you just literally have to fucking say, I'm done doing cover gigs. Even if I suffer from booking stuff, if I suffer from the kind of fucking money that we're making, you just have to establish yourself as a fully, your unit. So it was really good advice, and it was kind of cool to hear from those guys. And
it's also like sometimes you can say like, the talent buyer has X amount of money. They don't really care who plays. It's like, the room gives me $800 for this Friday night. There needs to be, from 8 to 12, there needs to be music. So, like, you could invite somebody, to go open for you, you know what I mean, and play, 50, 90 minutes, and then you headline that bill.
Yeah, and that's, and that's what we did for a long time, too, where people are like, it was a lot of the same venues that we had done these cover shows at that we're trying to rebook, and again, just like you said, a lot of them don't give a fuck what's going on. They just have a budget for this X amount of money, and this is X amount of time that they need filled. And that's what we would do, is say, hey, man, we're not doing the whole cover band thing, but we'll take care of our opener. You're still going to get the same length of music, but, I mean, it's going to be us, and it's going to be somebody else. It's not going to be the same fucking show. And, about half of them were cool with it, because, again, they were just like, hey, I'm just doing my job. I'm not really into it for, obviously they were like, oh, obviously we love you guys, but I mean, yeah, I'm just fucking doing my job and trying to fill time. And then, a lot of other people had a hard time accepting the fact they're like, man, people want to hear y'all. And I was like, no, people want to hear us play fucking cover music. It's what they want to fucking hear. It's like, we're playing original music. It's like, you get fucked.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so it'd be like that sometimes, though.
It'd be like that.
I mean, it'd be like that.
But I mean, like I said, like if you write good music and you can literally play. Like, if you've got enough songs written, you can play good covers that you enjoy playing, that y'all sound good playing, you know what I mean? And you can still get that work in and hustle and get noticed, you know what I mean? And get out and, like, get exposure that way.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've, booked that entire run up through New Mexico and Colorado and, Oklahoma and shit like that. And we were, we played, I think out of that whole run we did 2 90-minute sets, and one of them we had to like do it was like 4 hours that we had to cover, but we had like 45-minute breaks because they were doing like some like award stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think it all has to do with like who you're working with too, man. You get with an agency and stuff like that, they're not looking for you to go play shit like that. So
yeah, I understand that. Fucking stand that. And that's why everybody needs a little help, needs a little push, needs some fucking agency representation, man.
Nah, you just need fucking people to like.
Not everybody needs it, but motherfucker, it is nice when you got it.
Yeah, well, like it'd be great if like bar owners or something like that were like open to like listening to people that like,
that are completely independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and that's a big problem that we've run into since we lost our booking representation, or kind of mutually agreed out of it, I guess I should say. Won't go any further than that, but and that was, and which really kind of fucked me up was, it was a lot of some of these venues like that we've played at before, and they were like, yeah, man, we fucking love y'all, and it's like, hey, we're trying to book another gig, and they just wouldn't fucking hear anything back. I mean, I literally think a lot of these guys just, they've got their 2 or 3 fucking connects they book through, whether it be, through with this agent, with this agency, and everything else goes into a fucking spam file, and they either just don't get it or won't give you the fucking time of day to even read the fucking subject line,
I legit have sent like a potato gift to like probably like 20 like program directors and like venue owners.
A potato gift?
Yeah, no, like a gift, like like a little like dancing picture of like a potato,
okay.
Just to see if that's even
the
right
right email. Oh, I thought you
gift.
said gift. Oh,
no,
you were talking about
gift, bro.
Gift, bro. I need to get with the times, dude.
Come on, dude.
Fuck, man.
Internet lingo, guy.
Fucking internet lingo, dude. Well, yeet all that other good shit, right?
Ute.
You'd need to get your ass out there and learn some fucking internet lingo.
2 Utes, Your Honor. Shout out to my cousin Vinny.
Oh man, god damn it! All right, fuck it. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about you, man. What else is going on? What the fuck else is new?
Man, not much, dude. I've been trying to put together this web series, Honkers, so I'm still editing.
Honkers.
Yeah.
Tell us about Honkers.
So Honkers is a live web series. So I guess it's not live because I'm not streaming it live, but I guess I'm alive, so that's why it's live.
There you go. Live?
It's live. But yeah, it's a
Fuck it, we'll do it live. I'm sorry, that's the last thing I just want to say.
fuck it, we'll do it live. So yeah, we film like, you know, rehearsals. We have it going in the van, and we have it going at the show, and we have it going after, and just, you know, letting people see, like, you know, me like book shows and see me, like, you know, grinding it out and showing.
Oh, this was kind of what
like
you were showing me the other day when
yeah,
I did that kind of like
video.
Yeah, that kind of video where you're sitting on your
at my my dining room table.
What was that fucking noise in the middle of that video that kept going or whatever the hell that was?
Man, it's probably I was watching Home Improvement probably.
Oh Christ.
But
yeah, but no, that was pretty cool, man. And that's
no. So what I did was I edited out like the names that were going back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. So it was intentional because I kept watching the video. I was like,
I didn't want to like leak anybody's like personal information or whatever and put it on the internet.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do is fucking get in trouble for some goofy shit like that.
But what it was me like making a cold call. You know, like I showed people how I research venues and how I find places I want to play at, and then like I made a cold call. And then I spoke to somebody, you know, I talked to them. I've, you know, kind of had to like go back and forth with them and kind of really push to get some sort of like, you know, contact information.
Right.
I sent an email, and then in that same day, I got an email right back about like, you know, pricing and, you know, availability. And, you know, I took a video of that and put that on there too at the very end of it. And, you know, it's just like a glimpse into people, like, you know, to show like, you know, like, you don't really need like an agent, you know, immediately. You know, like you need to like book as much as you can and earn opportunities to scale and build a fan base, you know, to where you can get with a big agency, and then that's whenever you're gonna really get to work. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm still like a fucking very small fish in a fucking huge goddamn pond.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with, you know, doing just kind of different kind of outlets where you can be seen and all the opportunities we have, like YouTube, to share content, and, you know, Instagram and Facebook, you know, the more we scale community around that, you know, we'll, you know, benefit from it, from whether it's like, you know, streams from our digital outlets, or, you know, buys from, you know, Apple iTunes, or online merch sales, you know, getting to where you like people are just buying your shit, you know, like even not just at the venue booth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people just showing up and buying tickets too, you know. I really do believe in that. And it's crazy because like you can pay attention to like comedians and shit like that, and they're like, yo, like I didn't have anybody coming to my shows, and I started this fucking podcast, and then I just started selling out fucking, you know, clubs and then theaters and shit like that. So there's something too about being seen all the time, where you can be fucking seen. And right now people have their hands on their phone all the fucking time, and people, you know, are listening to fucking music all the time, or listening to podcasts and stuff like that. So like, why not have a fucking podcast where you can share your, you know, experiences, you know, and opinions, and, you know, and share, you know, other people with them, you know what I mean, and turn them on to other, you know, things that you're into. You know?
Because a lot of people look at what we do as something pretty fucking interesting, you know, because it's something that they don't understand, but it's something that they enjoy. You know, we bring joy to people in whatever way, and it's really cool. And I've noticed too, whenever me and John kind of thought about doing this at first, I sat back and I was like, man, I remember watching a lot of these fucking Blackberry Smoke interviews, and just watching a lot of other stuff kind of behind the music, behind the scenes, and really kind of getting to know the person behind that guitar, or, you know, the person that's standing on that stage that I do admire so dearly. And it was really fucking cool to get a little bit of a look and more insight into who that person was. And I said, man, you know, that's fucking cool. I wonder if I could do it myself, you know, if anybody would really give a fuck. And when I started telling people about this, and I posted a picture from our 420 show in the red carpet room, you know, and everybody's
green
like,
carpet room.
Yeah, and my everybody's like, oh man, I've been fucking waiting for this. Thank God, you know. And it's like, yeah, you know, I mean, you can really create some hype, and you can really do some cool shit, and just have a lot of fucking fun while you're doing it. Because a lot of people rely just solely on their music, or rely solely on this or that, and it's like, well, you got to give them a little bit of everything. Just give them all. Give it all to them. Be open as a fucking book, man.
Yeah, definitely. Be open and like be honest, and like I said, like be seen where you can be seen. You know, there's no reason, like I'm not as good as I should be at it. Like I should be posting, you know, videos and, you know, connecting with people as much as possible and trying to meet people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Manzi Lowry. That guy goes live and play. That dude,
man.
Facebook needs to cut him a check.
I'm telling you, man. Well, I played with him yesterday, as a matter of fact.
On Facebook Live?
No, he was doing Instagram, and like I said, that's about a posting motherfucker, dude. And that's, And it's just always something. You do it enough, and it kind of becomes a reflex. It just kind of becomes something that you just innately do.
Yeah.
And I guess people like me and you just don't do it enough, or for it's. I always do it whenever there's a particular reason to.
Well, I'm busy fucking making like 75 goddamn phone calls a day to try and keep a fucking full calendar.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
understood.
I don't have to get a job. I fucking love playing music, and I love it so goddamn much that I'll do that. You know, I treat it as such, and so like.
And you do. I mean, you treat it as a job because it is a fucking job. People are like, oh, must be fucking nice being able to get on stage and play in front of people and get fucked up. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, it's like, all right, asshole, the other 90% of the time that we're doing shit, we're doing work. I mean, there's a lot of fucking things that go into this process that not a lot of people realize.
Work like 125 hours a week just to not work 40 for some prick like you.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Some unknowledge. You don't know shit, man.
You don't know dick about your own dick.
Exactly. Goddamn, dude. Well, that's always something I have admired about you, man, is your work ethic in this. Because I know I've got a fucking team of people behind me doing shit, and there's still not enough done. In my opinion, I'm a very impatient person as it is, and I'm just never content with anything. But I think that's a trait that you kind of do need to possess, is just never being complacent and never being content.
No, man, you got to be persistent, and like. The only difference between some big shot and a little shot is a big shot is a little shot that kept shooting.
Yeah.
And
That's a good fucking way to put it.
A cowboy told me that up in Vallecito, Colorado.
Goddamn, Vallecito cowboy, you're a pretty knowledgeable man. I'd like to shake your hand one of these days.
Damn near state of mind.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, that's good, man. That's fucking good. I tell you what, we're going to take us another short little break, and during this break, I'm going to go ahead and play one of my personal fucking favorites by Mr. Landon Bullard. This little song that you can jam down in Matagorda, you can jam down in Galveston, you can jam this motherfucker in the goddamn Caribbean if you want, because you ought to be sitting on a fucking hot beach with a cold Patron with a little bit of lime, baby. This is a little song called Patron and Lime by Mr. Landon Bullard, and Mostly Sober. Taking a quick break. We'll be right back at you.
I got whiskey in the bottle. I smoked my last cigarette. I'll take a drive out to the ocean. I got some things to forget. I think I'll wade out to the water. I'll wash the waves come ashore. Problems don't got 'em, no worries anymore. It's that Patron and Lime. Help me one time. Well, I just wanna make her mine. She's one of a kind. Patron and Lime. Stumbled to an old cantina when an angel caught my eye. I asked her what she's drinking. She said Patron and Lime. Barkeep, I think I need some courage. A little tale from Evan Williams. I'll get to dealing with these feelings. Playing the cards she's dealing with an ace up my sleeve. It's that Patron and Lime. Help me one time. Well, I just wanna make her mine. She's one of a kind. Patron and Lime. $1 to the jukebox. I made my way to the floor. She followed shortly after. I had her coming back for more. It's that Patron and Lime. Help me one time. Well, I just wanna make her mine. She's one of a kind. Patron and Lime.
wop wop doo lop la wop bamboo, motherfuckers. That was Patron and Lime by Mr. Landon Bullard right over here with me for this section. All right, so goddamn it, dude, I gotta ask. We talked a lot about music, and we've talked a lot about the things that we've done and the aspirations that we have within it, and the things that we've accomplished. But just out of fucking sheer curiosity, if you weren't fucking tonking around the world and honkying all the fucking tonkies out there, what do you think you'd be doing right now? Or what's kind of like a big dream that you had, or like if you had to do anything other than this, what would it be?
2 chicks at the same time.
2 chicks at the same time. That's what I'd be doing right now. That's fucking awesome.
Man, all these references. Shout out to Office Space. Yeah. 2 chicks at the same time. But I always whenever I was in school, I got my degree, I wanted to be like a landman or be like out in the oil field somewhere, but not necessarily on like the hard part.
I want to make oil field money, but fuck doing that oil field work, man.
Yeah, no shit. So
I fucking hear that.
I found a degree that I could kind of couple 3 minors, and I can sell myself pretty well, I'd say. So I thought I'd be able to take my 3 minors and go get a job somewhere and really be an asset to Halliburton or Schlumberger or something like that, and buy me a big boat somewhere. And
retire at 35.
Retire at 35, party with Charlie Robeson and Krager, drive a bus maybe, I don't know.
God damn. And it's funny because I know people that have done that literally have done that very fucking thing. They're probably in their late 30s, early 40s, I don't know, and they've got a shit ton of fucking money and just a huge admiration for Texas music, and they take all these fucking big, like Kevin Fowler, for instance, he was telling me a story.
Shouts out to that guy. He's awesome.
Oh, my God. You talk about a fucking guy that really knows how to play his crowd, man.
He's funny.
God damn, but we were hanging out, and he was kind of telling me, I think the week before, they did something very fucking similar where they went on a big guided fishing trip and stayed at this dude's fucking big badass luxurious beach cabin, and this guy worked his fucking ass off for 15 years and made a lot of money, set back a nest egg, and really just kind of invested it right, and and that's a very smart way to do it. It's just
dude, there's nothing against that, nothing wrong with that either. If I knew how to make money in other ways other than this is just what I'm really, or what I think that I'm just best at doing, really.
Yeah.
I wish I would have figured it out earlier on.
Right, because you got the goddamn work ethic. You could be doing something else.
Well, dude, I was fucking cold calling and selling social media stuff, and then I transitioned into oil and gas, and I was qualifying liquid investors, whenever gas was less than $30 a fucking barrel. So good luck trying to talk to somebody about investing and exploring a fucking, field or something like that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're just fucking poking holes in the ground,
right.
But, so I guess I did in a way. I got into the oil and gas industry pretty early out of college, which was a goal of mine. But, I was getting fucked over there, and I got put in a position where I had a eviction notice on my door, and I booked a show that weekend. Shout out to Chuck and Lisa over at the Rebel Saloon over on West 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to pay my rent, man. And I was like, damn, I need to the same way I was calling all these people trying to make $1 million in a week like some asshole. I should get back to playing music and doing what the fuck I'm good at.
And applying all of that work to that,
exactly.
Versus working and trying to make all that fucking money and hating what you do. Now, at least with the work that you put in, what you're getting out of it is something that you really fucking enjoy doing.
1000%, that was the mission the whole time, is I wanted to try and make enough money to record a record to where I could do it full time. And, I was just chasing fucking money that wasn't ever coming, so I was like, the only way I was making money was playing music, so that's what I'm gonna go back to doing, so.
Yeah. And that's it's good, man. And a lot of people would say, it's fucked up, and I think it's kind of funny though. I laugh at it. A lot of people that really don't take musicianship or, really on our level, I guess, they don't take it fucking seriously. It's, oh, get a job or this or that or whatever the fuck. It's like, dude, fuck you.
It's always those people from your hometown.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Like, I wrote this tune, Chasing Numbers, and, more or less, it's like, I released a song out to Texas radio. I did it independently, because I didn't really have the money to pay a promoter to do that, so I decided just to fuck myself for cheaper, I guess. But yeah, so like, I was really caught up about these streams, and like, it was dope because we did get on the Texas Music Pickers chart with that one, and I think we broke like 60 or something like that. Like, the whole thing was like I was getting burnt up about like, like stations not playing my shit, and like, me not having like a ton of followers on Spotify or having a ton of streams. And at the end of the day, man, in the spirit of like writing a song and like going out and playing it, like, writers I really look up to probably could give a fuck or like even know what the fuck a Spotify stream is, you know? And so like, I really like, I guess more or less wanted to like, I wrote a song that's, more or less about like, don't get caught up in chasing some numbers that don't really fucking mean anything.
Yeah.
Don't get tore up and strung out over some shit that, ain't gonna change anything for you,
Exactly. Exactly. 'Cause, like you said.
At the same time, like, you can go pay attention to those charts and go see who's got a number one, and some of those people fucking really do deserve it. And then you go see who's got a number one of those charts and go to one of their shows and see who's there, And it's like, that's where you see the mechanics of the machine,
Right. Because to me and you, guys like me and you, that shit is of no pertinence to your music or, how you work and how you operate and how you handle yourself. But unfortunately, with the way that this entire animal and this entire beast runs, it's almost a fucking necessary evil.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta go get those.
You
like,
fucking
and
have to,
like, shout out to everybody who gets one. Like, congratulations. Like, I'm gonna fucking get one day, and I can't wait to. You know, and like, whether like I get, if it's on this project or it's like, 4 projects from now, or whatever, like I'm getting better every day. Every show I go play, every mile down the road, is a step in the right direction. And, that's the name of the game, dude. Like, how long can you eat the shit sandwich, and just not develop a taste,
I fucking hear that.
And, that's called full circle.
Coming full circle, man. Full motherfucking circle. Yeah, dude, it's a fucking crazy industry that we all operate in and try to coexist and try to... And I always used to look at it as like a fucking competition, it's an ongoing competition amongst
it's hard not to, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, it is competitive music, in a sense that you're competing for ad space and for, attention spans, like people's attention and stuff like that. But it's not in like an unhealthy way. Like, you don't want anything unwell on anybody, and you celebrate their success, with them and stuff like that. But you need to have the drive to want to work hard, and
that should give you the drive.
Exactly. Seeing other people work hard, is what really makes me work hard. I said that in an interview with Steam magazine. They asked me what makes me want to work hard, and I said, what makes me want to work hard is when I get on Facebook and I see people with a shitload of shows. I'm like, I need to go I need to, get back to fucking work.
Right.
So seeing other people bust ass, makes me want to work hard, and like seeing people get better and seeing people, listening to music that I like to hear get made makes me want to recreate music, that inspires me, and so I think all is just like really a part of the process. And whenever you hit your stride and whenever you really catch your break is whenever you've really come into what you're supposed to be, and all the rest of the stuff was pieces to the puzzle along the way, and it's all shit that had to happen, and all stuff that you got to go through in order to get to that spot, and once you're there, it's going, and you're like, before you know it, you look out and it's like, when did all this shit start happening?
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to those people that it happens for, like, I think that a lot can be learned from that, man. Like, admire people's hustle and see it, replicate it, and fucking make it work for you, you know what I mean? And bring up people when you can and create opportunities and put it out there, and it comes back, and you just help out the next person next to you, and it like I said, you know, it's just it's a family, you know, and it's not. I've kind of mentioned this before, just talking to you, not even on here, but like a lot of people get caught up with this, you know, slice mentality, where there's only so many pieces of, you know, this pie or something like that. But in reality, you know, there's, you know, tons of shit out there. So
exactly. Very wise words from Mr. Landon Bullard, man. Dude, thank you so much for fucking coming on the podcast with me and really doing my first one outside of our fucking 420 escapade, man. It's been a good fucking time, buddy.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Anything you want to fucking say to anybody, you know, other than, you know, obviously plugging the new record, self-titled record, 5 incredible fucking songs on this new record by Landon Bullard. Love Don't Come Easy is now. You can call into your local Texas radio stations. You can go ahead and fucking request that bitch. And while you're at it, request Take It From Me on the radio as well. But first of all, I want y'all to hit Landon Bullard. But anything else you want to say to everybody before we go?
Yeah, find my YouTube channel. There's like 5 of them out there, but find the right one. And then subscribe to that one. And then visit my website, landonbullardmusic.com, and visit it frequently. I post blogs there, and I also will be linking my Patreon page there, where I will be having my web series, Honkers, which is a drop behind the curtain and a look at, you know, the wheels behind a real DIY honky tonk.
Yeah, look
band.
that up on YouTube, Patreon, Pornhub, you know, whatever.
RedTube, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, shit, man, it's a blast.
Fucking A, man, it has been a good time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so motherfucking much. I gotta get one of those fucking buttons to press at the fucking very end. But thank y'all so much to all of our listeners out there. Appreciate y'all. We have reached the bottom of the bottle on this episode and this rendition of Bottom of the Bottle. It's about that time. Appreciate y'all listening. We will see y'all motherfuckers next week. Come on! Well, I'm walking around